Well, hello, good evening. Misty, I think it's time for me a haircut. You hear me?
Good luck there.
All right, so, well, hello, everybody. Good to see already 17, 18 on. So thank y'all so much for coming on. We do not have the SpongeBob cup tonight, but I do realize how bad I need a haircut. So my beautician, I guess she's okay since she's on baby duty. So.
Hey, you can't be blaming it on me and Livy because you're the one that comes home from work and goes out till way too late.
Way too late.
Then me and baby Livy's already ready for bed.
That's about right. I'm ready for it was so unique. We talked about transitions. 2021 for us is already starting out kind of crazy, even though it's not even the time yet. We have a new calf coming. We have what's the cow called? Josie? No, what's the cow? Allie. Allie's drying up. So it's just so much going on. So much going on.
Lots of good stuff. We had to put an animal down today. We have a video coming out on that.
I'm supposed to tell them that.
Well, I mean, y'all see the video. They don't know who we're talking about, but
so
it's a loss. It's just one of those things that sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And
I know, spoiler alert, she was supposed to kind of build it up for y'all to say we've got something coming up that's not as good.
They don't know who we're talking about.
So
it's a good video, but I mean, It's gonna be a good video, but I mean, it just shows the real life stuff that you have to deal with, and unfortunately this time there wasn't anything that we could do about it. So
hey, Tina from South Louisiana, how are you? I'm sorry I've missed all y'all saying hello to everybody. So hello everybody that's here. So as Misty said, it's been a very weird week. Y'all saw the new additions on the last vlog. You saw the Smokehouse. So we're going to be talking about things we're doing for the Smokehouse as we prepare for butchered next week.
Them crazy old pigs to be gone.
So the pigs will be butchered next week. We're actually going to be breaking those down. You'll see us put them in the Smokehouse. You'll see different parts of the cut-ups, and we're going to get them in primals and basically take from there and try to do our very best to make good meat and make it look good and not as much sausage. Hopefully we're not grinding up a lot of it. So you'll see that. So we've got some great videos coming up on the smoker and us getting kind of prepped and ready to go. Now, as Misty was talking about, we had an animal get sick, and so we have been babying that animal for the last few days. So you will see that video probably for the weekend as we kind of walk through that whole up and down roller coaster. And then we have some new additions to the farm you will see this week. So we're trying to just give you a preface of January 1st. It's not even here yet, but how crazy our life has been the last few days. So.
Glad you enjoyed that soaping video. It's good to have you on our live. I've taught a lot of people through that video how to make soap. So that's very encouraging.
Fancy Farmer says, how is the baby sleeping?
Last night was not a great night. She just tossed and turned. I think she slept most all day yesterday, so she was not extremely tired last night. So we tossed and turned and flipped and flopped, and so I'm kind of exhausted tonight. I've tried to do better about keeping her up some today. I would get her up and feed her and then kind of move her around and put her in the sun. And we had a photo session today. I can't wait to show y'all some of the pictures that I got. And she stayed awake most of that. And then after her bath, I made her stay awake for a little while. So I'm hoping she'll be really nice and tired tonight. We can both get some sleep.
She says. So she says.
We hope.
So what's so crazy is tomorrow being the New Year's Eve. It's our last day of milking.
Stacey.
Last day of milking Allie for 2 months. So tomorrow is a freshening up day. So we'll have some videos on that. For us, we do our freshening up a lot different than most. We don't start rationing anything. We don't start half milking. We cut out cold turkey. So,
and we've never done that with Allie.
This is Allie's first time to freshen up.
And you're right, Donna. You're so right. Someday I will miss all this. Babies don't keep.
The moon was pretty crazy this morning when we went out to milk Mindful Homestead. It was like this gorgeous full moon. It was beautiful, but it was huge. So that might have been what's wrong. She just didn't want to sleep last night.
No, I think
Hey,
she
Sue, how are
just
you?
slept hard all day yesterday, so she was not wanting to sleep hard last night. Yes, and we do. Mom mentioned we have some bad weather coming in.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, so hopefully
it
doesn't get too bad. We have actually
70-degree weather today. Are you ready for that? That means we have thunderstorms coming tomorrow. So
yep.
Welcome to South Mississippi.
So I saw on Facebook today that there was a post that there were storm chasers coming to Macomb.
Hey,
to park out because of the weather.
Purple Collar Life asked, what weather are we getting? Freezing rain? No, sir. We're getting thunderstorms. Yeah, we're like thunderstorms. Here in Deep South, the only way we get cold fronts is actually if it rains. So we have to go through a thunderstorm to get cold weather again. So, yeah, Stacy, some of the ones that are local here, bad weather is coming. So it is what it is. Jennifer, yes, the baby decides to come hang out with us today. Harley was like, look, I'll keep the baby. I'll keep it so y'all can do your live. But she's being good right now. Yeah,
the new has not worn off yet, and she's still pretty sleepy. So everybody wants to hold her. They still fight to hold her, but that won't last too long.
Lindsay B says she has been watching a lot of our how-to videos. Can't wait to try them out. Thank you so much.
I know I had several guys watching a lot of our what we call baby booty cream. It's diaper rash ointment. And that's something I have used on Livy since the day that she was born. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I learned how to make it when he was a baby.
So I see a lot of people saying that they're having snowstorms. So y'all keep the snow up there. I guess we'll take the thunderstorms.
Well, I think after it thunderstorms, it's supposed to get cold.
Yeah, it's supposed to get back cold. So that's what kind of excites me because we are butchering next week these pigs. So we really need some cold weather to come in because we're going to have to do it because of the size of the pigs. When we start breaking it down, I don't know if Misty will allow me to break them down inside the house. That might be a little too much. Hey, Hallie. Hey, Lisa. That's right. I can do the garage. That's true. That is true. Let's see. Tina says, when you use your sourdough starter, do you have to wait 3 days after feeding before you use your starter?
All right, read that again.
I can answer that for you. But Tina says, when you use your sourdough starter, do you have to wait 3 days after feeding before you use your starter?
No. I get my starter out of the refrigerator and allow it to come to room temperature. Then I feed it and I use it within 12 hours. And then you can put it back in the refrigerator, or you can feed it again and leave it out for another 12 hours.
What we realized, to me, the more we use ours, though, like Misty was just saying, instead of putting it in the refrigerator and going through this whole same process again, we just refeed it. And to me, if you're looking for that sourdough taste or that more yeasty or bigger breads, leave it out, feed it again, and the longer you leave it out, the better it's going to get.
Am I making y'all dizzy moving?
Sunshine, welcome. Thank you.
Tomato soup sounds good.
Not right now because it's too hot in Mississippi. We don't eat any soup today.
I could do soup all the time. I like soup.
Now, I will say this, with this rain coming in tomorrow, and after it comes in, it's supposed to be cold. So when we do the butchering the pigs, I don't want to eat pig for a while, but hopefully the soup will be good next week. We need some chili next week.
My mom's bringing us taco soup tomorrow night.
Oh, gosh. Well, at least it'll start getting colder tomorrow night. So on the Smokehouse, I saw Grammy Karen talk about the wood stove. You saw that we have the Fatso wood stove. It's like a 40s or 50s model stove that's running our Smokehouse. We've been happy about it so far. You'll see a video tomorrow with us curing it out. We do believe that we're going to need a bigger hot box for the Smokehouse because the Smokehouse is so big. But I think it's doing good. I just wish it could do a little bit better. So we're going to think about taking the Fatso back off and putting a bigger hot box.
Yeah, if we can find.
It's just hard to find one. Because most of the stoves are about the same size, to be honest with you. Miss Sue says, Colby, we are supposed to get down to 8 degrees tonight. Oh my gosh. I actually milked this morning in like a t-shirt because it was not cold at all.
But your last day of milking is tomorrow, huh?
I know. But what better way to milk my last day than in a thunderstorm? Yep, that's good. So I think there was a few comments, and a lot of people said today, even in my town, they were like, man, we didn't recognize that you could freeze milk the way you have, and y'all have a crap load of milk.
Yes. Well, the thing about it is I have froze store-bought milk before, and when I got it out, it turned like...
Hey, Lotus Blossom. Hey, Southern Blessed.
Is gloppy a word?
Gloppy. Make it up. Sure. Gloppy.
It was like clumpy and gooey and...
What were you getting? What today?
No, I was telling them the store-bought milk.
Oh, yeah.
Does not freeze well, or it did not for me. I had bought some because we were doing our farmer's market. In our farmer's market, you're not allowed to bring anything that's not pasteurized. So when I made my icing, I would buy a half gallon of milk to make my icing for my cinnamon rolls that I was taking to our farmer's market.
Isn't that funny?
Last year,
our milk. We had to buy milk to take
at our farmer's market. Anyway, so doing the cinnamon rolls, I would use the store-bought milk because that was the thing I was supposed to do. And so I told Colby, I said, man, I have so much left over. I'm going to put it in the freezer and see how it does. Well, when I pulled it out and defrosted, it was disgusting. So when we were discussing freezing milk from Allie, I was pretty nervous about it. And I said, I'm just going to do a test because I had posted a question on Facebook to a homestead group and nobody could really give me a straightforward answer. So I just said, look, I'm just going to do it myself. So I took cream off of like a half a gallon of milk and froze it. And then I froze another half gallon, just cream and all. And I took both of them out and defrosted them to see if they were going to separate or if I was going to have any problems. Both of them were perfect. Never could taste a difference in the milk whatsoever.
What we did, we didn't tell the kids the day we did that and put it in one of our mason jars, and they never knew it. So
to me, that is like my favorite way to drink milk, when it's still icy and slushy and freezing cold. I think I could drink absolutely the whole gallon. It is so good. That is my absolute Colby. The kids and Colby will sometimes I won't say make jokes, but they know in the mornings, like I like my glasses of orange juice to go in the freezer.
We put her we baby her. We'll put her stainless steel cup in the freezer for her.
And milk, orange juice and milk. I love ice cold drinks. So how do you defrost the milk? I get it out of my Ziploc bags and put it in either a bowl or like a glass pan. Just sit them over in there and leave them at room temperature for a few hours until they're pourable. Not until they're completely room temperature, but until they're at least pourable. And then I pour them over into our jars and put them in the refrigerator.
So we have a whole fridge, a 15 cubic feet fridge full of milk.
The colder, the better. I have to agree with that.
And I added them up. I think it was around 55 gallons. So I don't think that's going to be enough for 2 months for us, but at least we got 55 gallons. I laughed because there was a bunch of people that said they didn't even drink.
But we will not have to pull cream off of that.
True.
So I'm hoping that will help.
A lot of people said on our video that most people didn't drink like a gallon of milk every 2 or 3 weeks. Hey, Mariah, no worries.
Yep. See, my family makes fun of me because I like my drinks like that. But ice cold milk to me, or any kind of drink, but especially milk and orange juice, is just the best.
I like cold milk. I can't drink cold water. I love water. I'll drink a gallon a day, and I like it lukewarm.
With warm, gooey chocolate chip cookies. They didn't say gooey, but I like them.
You said it in there.
Soft and falling apart. That's the best.
She's a chocoholic. She really is. Yes, it does taste the same, Fancy Farmer. You can't tell the difference in raw milk. Now, again,
store-bought
milk, there's a difference. So if you can get raw milk, and you can freeze it with no issues. We don't pasteurize. We don't homogenize. It is completely raw. It is filtered
cream
once.
Or no cream. There's no taste difference. There's no separation. Little Feet said, I'm drowning in milk right now. Little Feet Farm Homestead.
We did the same thing, especially when our cows come right into milk. And when we were milking 2 just a few months ago, we had milk everywhere. And we still do pretty well, but you know, 1.5 to 2 gallons is what we're milking traditionally through Allie, and that's just enough for us to really make it. So Miss Rebecca says, I was raised on a ranch and still do not like milk. We thrive off milk. Yep. I mean, we really do. It's the biggest asset.
To vanilla almond milk and love it. Just see, we will stick with raw for as long as we possibly can. For as long as there's somebody able to milk in this house and we have a cow, we will stick with raw milk.
Donna, I don't know where you're at and what state you're in. Some states you can buy it from a raw dairy. Some states you can buy it from a family milk cow or a homestead like ours. In Mississippi, you can't. We have to sell it as which we don't sell a lot of our milk because we don't have a lot of extra. But around here, if someone is selling milk, they can't actually sell milk. They give it away.
It's for animal consumption.
Yeah, you have to give it to people as animal consumption. Minnesota. So that would be something to look into to see how you can get it. Pretty much, if you find a homesteading group, you can find raw milk.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be some person that has too much milk and needs to get rid of it.
You know, a lot of people have commented about Libby's hair. I had some people mention Libby's hair on some pictures that I was sending to some of my friends
today.
True single man. And they were talking about her hair. But y'all know, Sayla, our 4th, she had so much hair you could not even see her scalp.
It was like a puffball.
She had a full head of hair just like we do. I mean, it was so funny. So to look at her, she's got hair, but we've had kids that have had way more.
Stacy, there's a lot of groups around here that you can grab into, and you'd be surprised how many people have raw milk in this area. There's 2 or 3 in.
There's some farms. There's some farms that you can. See, that's the most I've ever heard her cry.
I know, you upset her. Golly, she wanted some milk. Let's see. Rehab Life, make some ice cream. We make tons of it when we have a lot of milk going on. We've been like, well, I'd have to say milk Nazis, but we've been a little bit more conservative on our milk consumption lately, just because we have been trying to put it off. So.
Yep.
That's what countryside, that's what most people do. They'll say it's for their pigs and dogs, and you can get it then.
You can buy herd chairs. That's a good option.
Yeah, and see, like we have friends in Arkansas that they can sell it directly to consumer. I mean, it's kind of like chicken. You can sell it directly to consumer poultry.
Yeah, so it is really silly. Same in Canada. Yeah. I mean, what's wrong, Lucy?
She's tired. She looks like she's tired.
Well, she's asleep. I don't know if she's just having a bad dream or.
She never. She'll scream in this live, but she never really cries
when she's hungry or she's cold.
Hey Scott, the baby is doing great. She really is. Actually, I was thinking today.
Spoiled rascal is what she is.
In all actuality, I think she's been the less crier so far.
Don't say that. Jennings turned 2 weeks and he
went crazy.
Tasmanian devil.
But as of right now, she's done really, really good. So
we're almost 2 weeks. She'll be 2 weeks Friday. If she wakes up and starts crying, then we'll be in trouble.
Oh goodness.
She really has been a sweet baby.
Very quiet.
Don't say that. You're gonna jinx us. No, she really is a sweet baby. She jinxed herself. Jennings, when he turned 2 weeks, he was a pretty calm.
He really was a calm baby, yeah.
Until he turned about 2 weeks, and then he woke up, and it was like World War III up in this house. It was crazy. I don't think he quit crying from the day he turned 2 weeks.
Stacy, our Plucker, what's the name of y'all's Plucker? Our Plucker is a Kitchener Plucker. It is perfect for meat birds and even big fat laying hens. You can do turkeys in it, but you tend to need a 20-pound bird or smaller. 10-pound bird or smaller. If you go with a bigger 15, 20-pound bird, what we had to do was kind of really use our hands to kind of work it around and then still had to hand pluck. So if you're doing doing ducks and chickens, you'll be okay. If you're doing turkeys, that Plucker may be a little small, I would say.
Yeah. It's not that it didn't do the job. If y'all saw our Thanksgiving video, it's not that it really didn't do the job. It's like Colby said, you have to really work it in there. Like you can't just drop it down in there and let it go. You have to kind of really work it in there, and then you still have to hand pluck some, which is
on the turkey.
It's still better than
now on our smaller
doing it
turkey
pure by hand.
We had a little hen we did, and she was probably 12 pounds, and it did pretty good on her. I mean, there was a few little, like we had to pluck a little bit, but on like our bigger birds,
we had to do some hand plucking, but still it did.
Majority
80% of the work. I mean, that's better than trying to hand pluck the whole thing.
The key is the scalder. Nobody wants to tell you that. The key is the scalder.
It's the temperature. Plucker, it's in the temperature. Yep. The plucker is not going to do you any good if you've not done the temperature right. Because if it's too cold, the feathers are not going to come out no matter how much you beat your chicken.
That's right.
If it's too hot, then you're going to rip your skin, tear your... I say extremities. I don't know if you would call them extremities in birds, but you're gonna, your skin's gonna tear. It's just gonna tear your bird to pieces.
Right.
So the temperature is the key. Just make sure you do your homework on that.
Yep. So we've been we got the scalder we got. If you watched it 2 chicken butcherings ago, we struggled with it a little bit. Last turkey butchering, we nailed it. We knew exactly what we needed to do, and it worked great.
2 quacks and 5 Cook Farm said all you need is some hot wax and cold water to pluck a duck. So that's pretty cool.
Actually, I have somebody giving me duck tomorrow. I forgot to tell you that. They went on a duck hunt and they don't eat duck, and I said, well, hey, we'll eat it. We'll smoke it and we'll make duck tacos. So we have some duck coming tomorrow.
I didn't know that.
I forgot to tell you that. Somebody from Louisiana. So
145 degrees. We do about 145, 150.
Mm-hmm. Ours 447.
For about 50 seconds.
Yep. And see, what we've learned to do, the longer we do it, the dangerous it gets for the bird if you're trying to keep a pretty skin.
Yeah.
So you got to be real careful. Now, I will say this. Turkeys, we never really found a happy medium. We went longer with the turkeys.
I
just can't remember how long we went. I don't know if we even kept up with it because we didn't really ever get we only did 4 turkeys this last time, so I don't really. But we went way longer than.
Yeah, it was
50
about.
seconds.
It was about
double,
a minute. No, it was about a minute, minute 10, minute and
I thought it was
half, something like that. It wasn't too much more than that.
Let's see. Deb says my son has brought home 6 ducks the last couple of weeks. Yummy breakfast.
That's good.
I would rather eat the duck eggs. To me, they have a little bit more richness to them. I like ducks. A lot of people don't like ducks too much. We move our ducks with our turkeys, so they're moved around. A lot of people talk about how nasty ducks can get, but I actually enjoy ducks.
Yeah, I think I enjoy the ducks more than the chickens.
They don't fly out. I mean, we had one out today, but it's really because the net really was too loose in one spot. And I don't like flying ducks. I like runner ducks. So we have some white ducks that are flying ducks, and they'll probably fly soon. And they'll leave.
Duck eggs are very good. They're much more protein rich, and
halfway home.
To me, the ducks are just easier. I mean,
they are.
Maybe we just have crazy chickens.
Yeah.
But the ducks are just they're never a problem. Never. I don't think we've ever had a problem with any of the ducks.
Deb, we like if you're talking about more like a mallard or a wood duck, I don't mind duck breast. Actually, wild duck to me tastes better than like game duck or tame duck. These ones tomorrow that we're getting are wood ducks, basically, that somebody's going to give us. And actually, I like them because they're not as fatty. And to me, actually, the way we cook them on the grill, they remind me of almost like a deer steak. I really enjoy them because they're dark meat.
Stacey, I'm sorry about that. Raccoon's got her other ones. She wants more.
Lisa, ducks. Ducks are good. The way to eat it, because they're too fatty, cook them on the fat side down. Let it render down in its own duck fat, and that will help. By the way, to not feel so not so fatty. Also, you can shred them, slow cook them in the oven, and then shred them almost like a pulled pork taco. We enjoy ducks, though.
Yeah, I definitely.
What's going on?
They're probably, I would say, the ducks and the sheep are the easiest on the farm. I mean, they just never cause any problems. I mean, they kind of tend to their own business, stay in their pen, eat, sleep. I mean, they never give us any trouble. The ducks and the sheep are probably the easiest thing.
Let's see. Larry says, I hate the taste of duck, but love Canadian geese. We have never ate geese. We talked about doing a geese for next year, but we have never ate geese or gooses or gosling geese, whatever. We don't eat them. I have ate pheasant.
Muscovy duck.
Muscovy ducks are ugly and crazy to me.
They are aggressive, and the reason why we know that is we looked into them because I had somebody that they're local to us around here.
What's up, Sam?
And they raised Muscovy ducks. Well, they gave us half a dozen eggs, or maybe 8 eggs, something 6 or 8, 9, something like that. Nice. And I could not get one to hatch. It was terrible. But I mean, that might have been a blessing in disguise, because if they were cray, then I sure wouldn't have wanted them.
We got some ducks we hashed out, and they were kind of a mixed breed, I guess, because but they are phenomenal. They're runner ducks. They're you can tell 2 or 3 of them are probably khaki runner ducks, but they're phenomenal. I can't get it. Drops. We don't even hardly use our Instapot. We have an Instapot. We bought it for yogurt. We make yogurt so many different ways, but the way we make it now in the dehydrator is probably my favorite. So we actually have the Instapot for yogurt that we never use. So we don't put anything in the Instapot. I mean, we really probably should sell it because we never use it. Let's see. They are devil ducks, man. They're some creepy looking
aggressive.
Ducks.
Well, and they're very aggressive too.
North Star Prep Steader, how the larder is looking. I will say this: we have expanded the larder. Wait till you see upstairs. We've been doing some work upstairs in the what we call the storage or our workout room. That's where our I guess treadmill and
since
weights
baby
and all
Libby's
that.
Been home, I've had my 2 days worth of rest while he goes back to work.
True, but the larder is looking good.
Colby's been off, and he wants to do, clean out the cabinets, do this, do that, do this, and I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to recover. So he uses his time off to just do stuff.
Okay.
So I had to clean out all the cabinets. And
my name is Colby, and I'm a workaholic. Does that make you feel better?
I'm glad you're getting your therapy.
I am a huge workaholic. So for me, even when I was off, like Missy said, it's like, okay,
I got to do this. I need to do that. And I feel obligated to run around and help. So that was not rest and relaxation for me.
I know. It's kind of crazy. I'm sorry. I have issues. I have problems.
Instapot, great for bone. Hey, that's a good idea. Bone broth.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's a good idea.
I cut bacon into pieces, frying them with wild duck breast, chunked with up with bacon.
We had some sunshine yesterday, and we won't get any probably again until next week. So I took all the kids outside yesterday, and I let them play. They played in their rocks, and they played with their sloopy, slimy, what is that?
They had a blast.
Stuff. What is that? Kinetic sand stuff. I won't let them open it inside. So they went out and played with all of that, ran around. Livy and I sat in the sun. So we did get some yesterday. But we won't need, we won't have any again for a few more days.
Free of life. What's so funny now, I call it a larder, and my kids still are like, what's a larder? We just use the word now. It's actually pretty funny. Like people around here, we're the same way. I'll catch myself saying larder, and people I work with will be blown away.
Like. I mean, I would assume it would probably be the same as chicken. I don't know.
What? Duck broth? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? Yes, Miss Kathy, I am a huge workaholic. That's probably not a good thing. Because when I see something needs to get done, like tonight, I told myself this morning, I was like, I'm not going to come home and work hard. And things happen. So it is what it is.
Yeah, tonight was a tough night. That video will be coming out, and y'all will see.
Let's see. So the larder is a pantry. We call it a kitchen cabinet. But we'll have this, if you go back and watch lives long ago, where we get into this conversation of what we call things. We were informed that we were calling it kitchen cabinet or pantry, which we don't even call it pantry. We call it kitchen cabinet.
Right.
Grocery cabinet. And we were informed that's called a larder. Some of
our friends, our northern friends especially,
so now,
use the term larder.
So now we just call it a larder. Just for the, I guess, the kicks and giggles.
What do you use the sheep for?
The sheep are great mowers. They keep the hay fields down when we're not cutting hay. And then also we will eat the wethers, which will be the ones that are not the rams, ones that we cut, the males, basically. So we will.
We had a fun surprise early this fall, huh? I kept telling Colby, I was like, I'm telling you, we bought him as already banded.
That video's out. You can go back and look at it.
Yeah, we bought him as already banded, right? And I kept telling Colby, I'm telling you, that should not be back there. It should not be back. He should not have that stuff. So one day when our vet came, I said, tell him to go check him. Hey. He said, oh, yeah, he.
Hey, I'm enjoying the fact that a lot of people here don't know what a larder is, so we were not the only ones. So I'm glad we taught all you people something. What a larder
is. If y'all didn't get anything else from us tonight.
Because we were halfway off our rocker a little bit tonight. No sleep and a bad day. So one said they thought we were talking about animal fat. Hey, go with it. We'll call it larder, so that'd be fine. Hey, Mariah said Misty rocking the baby back and forth is about to put me to sleep. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know what I was saying.
I don't either.
I can't remember.
We've lost it. We've lost it. Hey, Miss C, how are you? All right. So I saw somebody said Hat Creek said, what do you do with the wool? Now we have hair sheep. So our hair sheep pretty much lose their wool. They still have wool,
what we were talking about.
They lose their hair pretty much on their own. Actually, our ram, because it got cool, we didn't worry about it. But our ram had a few little spots of some wool or some hair from last season, and we were gonna get someone out here and shear it, just those one little spots. But it started getting cold again. So I said, you know what? We'll let her bump.
Yeah. So what I was saying is when Dr. Case came.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
He went and looked at Donald. That's when we were, we were like, well, what do we do now? We bought him as thinking that he was going to be our wether. He was going to be the one to go. He was going to go to slaughter first. And he said, well, it's not really too late, but he is going to have a tougher time healing from this because I'm going to have to make bigger incisions. And yeah, but he did good with it. He really did.
I really was surprised.
I was worried about him though. You could tell it was terrible on him. Oh my goodness.
That's the vlog that's called "We're Cutting Them Off." Y'all go back. That's a good video because again, it talks about the reality.
Yeah, it's talking about the reality of life and how so much stuff comes unexpected sometimes. But that was tough. I mean, you could tell he went off on his own. He went down, and we were thinking, oh gracious. But he bounced back, and the vet told us that give him a few days. He is going to be very sore.
He really did well.
But he did. He really did well. We kept a very close eye on him for bleeding, and he looked sad. He really did. I mean, it was.
I'd have been sad too.
It was not something that we wanted to do. Like we said, when we bought him, he was supposed to have already supposed to be taken care of. And the bigger he got and stuff started falling into place, we thought,
But he is just a sweetheart right now.
He did great.
He's our sweet sheep.
But that was hard. That was not something that we wanted to do.
At Celtic Roots, we have Katahdin, just like Kim just said. We raise Katahdin sheep. I challenge you, if you're looking into hair sheep, Katahdin or St. Croix are both very good sheep. Mm-hmm. You have, I would say that's probably the two best sheep when it comes to humid weather and the kind of setting that we have. When you talk about Jacob sheep, or you talk about Dorpers or Dormers, whatever, all those sheep will be fine, and they can make it here. But our climate is not really good for rock style,
Hair sheep had the best meat, less muss.
Yeah, well, and see, wool sheep is almost. I have a friend that has a wool sheep, has Jacob sheep, but to be honest with you, he's not went through the real hot summer with them yet, and I'm scared that they're going to struggle in the hot summer. They're not good for our area. We have a very humid area, and St. Croix is basically a Katahdin. Katahdin and St. Croix are almost like cousins. They're like first cousins. So their breeds are pretty much intertwined, and so they're used to humidity. They're used to the tropics. So those are very good sheep for the southeast part of the United States. So that's why we have
Little Feet Farm. I hope that it does take.
They'll do good there too, Celtic.
That's something I know that's hard to try to figure out what the best thing to do. Why don't you have goats? Because they're mischievous little rascals that like to get themselves in trouble, and we don't have time for that.
Sheep and cow love to stay in their nets without any issues. Goats
most cow, when they're trained right. We did have a crazy one.
When they're crazy, they don't make it here.
They don't stay here.
Celtic roots. St. Croix still do really well in the cold climates. Look at Greg Judy's St. Croix. It's a phenomenal breed he's got there. He's done very well raising those sheep, and they are hair sheep. Let's see. The thing about Val's Homestead wool sheep, the thing about wool sheep too is, of course, if you're using the yarn or using the fiber, it's great. See, we like our sheep. They have tails. We allow them to have tails because they're hair sheep. Remember, with wool sheep, you don't need a tail because it can cause issues with all the hair and wool that's on them. So they're just more susceptible to sickness too. So just be careful of that if you do wool sheep.
Never enough time. LIVIE. We have a friend who's they named their daughter Olivia, but they call her Livy. But our Livy is just Livy, LIVIE, Livy. Wool sheep are bad for fly strike.
Yeah, that's what it's.
Okay.
So, but devil basically, we have lambs. The sheep are beautiful.
We know what you're talking about, Kim. Devil eyes.
We enjoy the sheep. They're peaceful to watch. I enjoy them. They're lawnmowers. They go behind the areas that we don't put our cows that need cutting. Instead of bush hogging, we just put the sheep there. So our hay fields that are not used during the seasons that are off season, basically, we put our sheep there. And then also some of the areas that we're trying to clean up, we put our sheep. So that's kind of really the reason. And then we will sell the ewes that we don't want, and then keep the rams and weather them as meat.
Thank y'all. And yes, it is Livy Mae. Colby thinks it's old fashioned, but I love it.
I like Livy. Let's see. Fancy Farmer. We are still meal prepping. What a blessing it has been this last week. We've had meals provided by our church family and by our family.
Our homeschooling group.
Our homeschooling group. So it has really been nice this last week. Mm-hmm. We really haven't cooked anything.
It has been such a huge help because
we thought about just keep going with this. Just let people just buy food for us all the time.
No, really, we're coming up on 2 weeks, and I think we've cooked supper one time. So that has been a huge blessing, mostly because time, especially when Colby was off, because he was constantly do. And I felt like I had to help. So that's what we did. We went through stuff and reorganized stuff and cleaned out stuff and took Christmas down and put all that up. And it was just busy. So for the past 2 days, since Colby's gone back to work, has been a lot.
so it's better that I'm back at work, is what she is saying.
No, it has been just where I can kind of do what I need to do, sit down for a few minutes, tend to the kids. Like I had a photo session with Libby today. So some stuff like that. But it's been nice because when in the afternoons, when I'm running around bathing kids and trying to make sure all this, like, laundry's put up, this is done, the dishwasher's done, like all that kind of stuff, it just helps to not have to worry about cooking food and trying to clean up all the dishes after. Because, I mean, you know, when you cook a big meal for a lot of people, it's a lot of dishes and it's a lot of standing over the stove. And so that has just helped. It was very nice of our church family and our family and our homeschooling group to really step up and help us just in that way, knowing that it has helped saved us so much time to where I can do other things.
Val's Homestead, yes. In South Mississippi, people really take care of each other. So we have really enjoyed people just taking care of us. It's just a big thing
Southern
here.
hospitality.
It is very much Southern hospitality,
yes.
No matter what. I mean,
it's still kind of like taking a pie to your neighbors.
And it's not just like somebody brings you this little casserole dish and that might feed 2 people. I mean, we had a guy the other day drop off so much food. It was like, what? It looks like we're at the Sizzler or Golden Corral. I mean, it was just so much food. We didn't know what to do with it. So it's been a blessing.
It has provided lunch.
I say that like we go to the Sizzler and Golden Corral. that's a rolling joke. Sorry.
Anyway, it is. But
hey, Miss Katie.
All the leftovers and stuff we've done for lunch, and that has just been. I was telling one of my friends the other day. I said, you know, it's been several years ago, but y'all know my girls are back to back to back. But I forgot, Sayla was a lot older when I brought Jennings home. But when I brought Livy home, you know, Jennings is only 2.5. So I have a toddler and a newborn plus all the other kids. And I was telling my friends the other day, I was like, you know, I really forgot how hard it was with a toddler and a newborn, because I'm changing her diaper, nursing her, tending to her, but then I'm running him to the potty because he's potty trained. And if he wants a cup or something like that, you know, I'm still getting those things for him. And I had just forgotten how time consuming and demanding it was with a newborn and a toddler, because it's been years. It's Ellie, when I brought Sayla home.
We had 3 under 35 months.
Yeah, so that was crazy. Extremely tough.
4 kids for 3 under 35.
I had forgotten how hard it was to juggle that newborn and that toddler stage together.
One question, Celtic Roots said, what do you think about meat sheep? Katahdin is a dual-purpose sheep. So you can, there's people that milk Katahdin sheep, and there's people that raise them just for meat. And then also, like we do, is of course let them graze real heavy, and they're a good hardy sheep. So the Katahdin's a good breed for all those things that we talked about tonight.
Show the baby's face. She's sleeping, but she's trying
to sleep. Let's see. She probably don't need
to. No, she needs to stay up for a little bit longer. She was getting mad at me a while ago.
DJ Minor said, new to our channel.
18 months and a newborn. Woo! Totally feel you.
Wondering where, what both of your backgrounds are. You're both knowledgeable on the farm and in the kitchen, enjoying getting to know you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being here. Our knowledge, I would never say it's just self-taught, but our goal is to just soak up as much wisdom as we can. So we're like sponges when it comes to things we've learned. We've been places like Polyface that we've really enjoyed going to and touring other farms. We've been to conventional farms. We've been to unconventional farms. And then we do a lot of reading and watching. So it helps us learn.
Do y'all remember the name of the title of the pregnancy announcement video? It was something games. We've been keeping a secret. The games revealed something about games. If you type in secret and games on our channel, it'll pull it up.
It's got our kid's picture on there. That's the front.
Yeah, if you type in games or we've been keeping a secret.
I think that's going to be the best way to get it.
Yeah, it'll definitely pull it up. So
let's see. I might just tell you. You can keep talking.
I was reading that comment.
Let's see.
Oh, at Creek Homestead, they have 10. We have 10 kids, and I keep saying we're done with that sweet face. Makes me want another one. Colby's sister and I have discussed that sweet little newborn stage, and it makes it so hard to say that you don't want another one because it's just such a sweet time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eli.
I totally get that.
Yeah, I would type in secret and it comes up online. So just type in the Max secret revealed or secret and it'll come up.
Pregnancy reveal video there.
Yeah, I mean,
Miss Kathy put it
y'all
up.
are so awesome. Yeah, and so did Granny Karen. Thank y'all so much. Let's see. I'm ready to go back to Mississippi. I don't know. We could move to Tennessee. We'll take that. All right, let's see. So what did I miss when we were answering those questions? I want to have to look up that video. Hey, Miss Carol, how are you?
There's one right above that, but I didn't get to read it. It cut off. Journey
of Love and Life. I love your little one working with you and your other son. You both have so much patience with him. I love your channel. If we don't, he would electrocute himself on the fences. So we really watched JJ. When we were doing the pigs the other day, that was a little worrisome. So we kept him kind of distanced from our big pig. So anytime he's with us, we're very protective of him. Even Aiden, I'm very protective of Aiden, even though he's older. So if you see them in our videos, I promise you, we've already done our due diligence to keep Daddy-O, which is our bull here, Ferdinand, which is our bull at the big farm, even our ram. Our ram is a sweetheart. We call him Trump if you hadn't seen him. But anytime we have males that we're working with on the farm, we tend to leave JJ on the backside. Like George can be aggressive as a pig. We watch him.
At times he can be.
He's not normally, but there's times that you can make him ill, I guess, or make him mad by trying to get him to maneuver to a new paddock. If you notice, we move animals. A lot of people ask questions, why do we move so much? We move our animals all the time. So George is one of those ones who hates to move. Sometimes he's in the best mood and he moves. Like this last video with JJ, George moved with no issue. He's our male pig, our male hog. He moved no problem. But the time before that, he acted like a crazy maniac. So anytime we're like that, we have JJ kind of in the back spot where he's not too close to the bigger animals.
Grammy Karen, we are planning on it, but not 100% sure when next year. But we will touch base and let you know for sure.
Yes,
we would
definitely.
love to make that visit with y'all.
Miss Katie said, "Hi, men don't like that change." I agree. What's so funny is our bulls do really well with it, and our sheep actually do. Our rams do well, but for some reason, our male pig, George, is not his favorite.
I love to see you guys tell us how old your babies are, because even though some of your babies are 4 and some of them I think 31 on there, they're always your baby. But what's the sweetest about that is that you've been blessed to have so many years with them. So don't ever take that for granted. It's definitely a blessing that you've had those years with your baby, even though they're your baby.
Miss Kathy said, if we can come a little bit north in the summer. Hey, we went to Michigan, and that was probably as north as we were going to go for a long time. That was a long drive.
Miss Katie Miller said my baby will be 50.
Oh my goodness. Our cabin, Miss Debbie, our cabin is in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, East Tennessee. If we could move our farm, if we could pick our farm up and move it, we would.
I believe Miss Katie Miller is going in the next few weeks.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, go eat dinner, Lisa. It's way more important than us, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, definitely. So I will say this.
The 25th. I knew it was coming up.
When you see us on our videos, we're what you see is what you get, and what it is real. I mean, I think about us having to do the castrations of all the males on the farm. That's real. And like this video that's coming up in the next few days with this animal that is not doing well. You'll see it, and we try to do all that we can, but ultimately it is what it is. It just didn't work out. So you'll see that video coming up, and we show you every bit of it, because pretty much that's what we have to deal with daily in the farm. So let's see, what is the big farm? So if you're referring to what we call our big farm, we sit on our homestead that's 36 acres, and we farm 10 acres. The big farm, what we call, is where we keep our big cows. It's actually about 50 acres. It's a family piece, and we only call it the big farm because it has our big beef animals, our big beef cow. So we have Angus, big Angus bull, named Ferdinand and some Angus cows up there. Aiden has a little Charolais cow up there, and we have our Herefords up there. So we call it our big beef farm.
We're hoping to get our Herefords on our farm.
We're bringing them back to the homestead.
Hopefully by the summer.
Yeah. So
we're kind of excited about that. They should be having babies soon too.
Very
some calves from them, and I'm excited about that because those Herefords little babies, they are so cute.
You're going to see us transition in 2021 our cattle. We're going to be doing a lot of transitions.
Congratulations, Miss Carolyn.
I'm glad to bring y'all on for the transition of the cattle. We're really doing a lot of transitions on cattle for 2021. I think y'all are going to enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy it. That's probably my favorite thing to deal with is cattle. Let's see.
Yep. As that was one of our main objectives when y'all saw us doing all the land clearing, and that was a big deal here. Y'all saw us learn how to build fences, and that saved us a lot of money, like thousands of dollars. It was a lot of time, a lot of hard work for Colby. He did the physical work of digging holes and putting those big boards in there, and I couldn't do much because I was pregnant with Libby. And he did all those T-posts, driving all those T-posts in the ground, and all that was manual labor that he did. And we helped him pull the barbed wire and was kind of his extra hands, but Colby did all the physical labor, and all of that was in preparation because we knew that we eventually wanted to get those mama cows here, and that's kind of what we've been working towards.
So normally we keep our grass-fed steers and our dairy here. That's kind of what we keep on the homestead. Our big beef animals tend to go to the big farm, but we're going to be bringing a lot of them here. We do have some more fencing to do, so you'll see that in 2021 there's one more little field that we need to take in, and that will expand what we're needing. So it's so cool to see all you naming your children. It's good to see ones who have kids and grandkids and great grandkids of all different ages. That's so cool to see this movement and how homesteading is really growing. So we love that, and I think that's awesome. I will say this, Greg and Caring, teamwork makes a great marriage. It does. There's times that we can stress out on the farm, but when we can bounce ideas off each other, or I'll come up with something crazy, Missy's like, I don't think that's smart. Or I'll come up with 14 different things that we need to do on the homestead. She'll say, I think we need to wait on some of those. So every once in a while she'll be lenient and I'll get something passed. Pretty much she vetoes a lot of those things, and that's probably a good thing. Because
we balance each other out.
I'm a workaholic, so I'll push myself to a point where Missy's like, okay, that's enough. You've got plenty.
The years fly by. Yes, they do. They already have, really.
Lindsay B, my husband wants to know if you got your deer.
We put I guess the deer that we killed.
Aiden did kill. Aiden shot one, and we did. It dropped. He did. He said he hit another one. I think he missed. He had a buck on him the other day, and he was hunting. I think he got a little nervous. It was a nice little buck, so he missed one too. But we did get one deer so far this year. We're looking to get two more, hopefully for the season's out. We got one more month left. Let's see. I wish I had a farm when our kids were young, but now our grandkids get to enjoy and learn. Absolutely.
Hey, that's still very special memories.
Our kids would probably say, I wish my parents didn't have a farm. Especially Aiden. No, but it does teach them. That's awesome. I think I actually found y'all through watching the Stivers. Awesome. Carlene's Corner.
Thank you so much, Grace, awesome. For being here.
Thank you for coming on. I love when people say stuff like this. Halfway home, I just want to say thank you for all the things I've learned from this year from your videos. That means a lot to us. We hope that you're enjoying our videos. Our goal is to vlog our family. I mean, you see these kids. Harley asked earlier, she's like, Daddy, will y'all ever just talk about the farm and not about us? And for us, the farm is about them. So we spend all our time really focused on our children, and that's why we farm. The Smokehouse is not for just me to have fun. It's to provide for our kids. So that's why we really do try to emphasize our family for our farm. So our vlogs go from seeing our children, but ultimately learning something through that whole experience. So we hope you are learning something. I think we have almost worn our welcome. And usually when the kids come on, that means it's time for them.
That means they're ready for us to get off.
Thank you guys so much for coming on. We've got some great videos coming up. Tomorrow's video is a little bit more about the smoker, and then it touches on a wild night we had. So I think you'll enjoy that video. Be looking for it tomorrow. And then the next few videos are some just up and down roller coasters. We have a great happy video, and then all of a sudden kind of a tragic video coming up. So you'll see all those things over the next 2 or 3 days. I hope you watch them. I hope you like them. I hope you binge all the old stuff and learn more about us for sure. So thank y'all for coming on. 183 people. Thank y'all so very much for being here. And I hope that we hope you like spending time with the Max. So hey, aren't you proud of Misty not wearing her contacts all the time? She's been wearing her glasses more.
Last week after I had the fits with my eyes, I said, I'm not doing that again, because there would be times I could see and then it would be blurry. My contact would mess up. And I said, I'm not doing that again. I want to be able to see what you guys have to say. So I said I was not doing that this time.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for coming on. God bless.
Happy homesteading, y'all.
Happy New Year, guys.